You have the vision. You've even finally made up your mind that this is what you want. You finished reading books, doing the research on the things that you desire and that align with your goals. Now it's time to put it all that you've learned into action. For knowledge gained but not used is wasted information. You'll never know if the knowledge you've attained truly works until you put it all into play. There's no point in learning if you're not going to use it. There's no point in reading books about how to be financially free if you're not going to do what the book says. There's no point in reading books on how to save your marriage if you ain't going to put in the work that it recommends. At this point, you only wasting your time. For you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you're not using the knowledge that you have, then you being smart, it holds no value. You're just someone who holds a lot of ideas within their mind. But what's the point of having all these grand ideas that could potentially change the world if you ain't gonna use them? Some of you right now have the knowledge that could lower the cost of living for people all over the world. You got ideas of inventions that this world has never seen before. But you just thinking about them. It ain't good enough. You gotta put your ideas to work. So what's holding you back? Because I know it ain't because you don't know enough. Because you done did all the research you possibly could on it. It's to the point that there's nothing else that you can learn new about it. Or is it because you don't trust and believe that what you have to offer to this world holds any value? But if the idea that you have didn't hold any value to this world, then you wouldn't have had it in the first place. So whether you believe it or not, but the idea that you have, it might be able to save someone's life. But the more you keep thinking about your ideas in your head, you will eventually start to overthink. And once you start to overthink, it's going to become even harder to turn your ideas into reality. Because the mind is going to do whatever it takes to protect itself. And it's not personal. So the thoughts of, what if I do this and I fail? What if people laugh at me? And what if I'm not good enough? All of these thoughts are normal for everyone to have. Because your mind is only trying to protect you from getting hurt. But you must be able to condition your mind to know that we won't know what will happen unless we try. And that by sitting here and just thinking about all the possibilities of failing is hurting us more than if we get up and put forth action towards our ideas. Because at least if I fail while putting forth action, I can always get the fuck back up. But if I sit here pandering about failing, I will continue to hold myself back. Because it's easier to correct your mistakes while putting in work towards bringing what it is that you desire into reality by just figuring out where did you go wrong. But when you sit there stuck in your mind overthinking your ideas, it's like going down a rabbit hole. You start to think about all the possibilities of the things that could go wrong. Now you seem to be trapped in this darkness, losing track of time. All because you so caught up in your thoughts, so caught up in your mind. You become paralyzed because your body does what the mind tells it. And this isn't because we as people are born to be negative. Because your ideas are going to take you out of your comfort zone. So when your mind is faced with a challenge, it reverts to how do you always respond when you face with a challenge. So if you're someone that constantly thinks about all the things that could go wrong, then your mind will do exactly that. So you have to condition your mind to think about all the things that could possibly go right. So when you face with a challenge, your mind will think of all the good things rather than the bad. And this is how you take charge of your mind, by making it think what you want so that it can be able to do it on its own, naturally. I mean, if you find yourself still stuck going down the rabbit holes of your thoughts, then you do what you feel is right within your heart and just take action without thinking about it. Sometimes your mind and your heart will get conflicted. For your mind will tell you all the things that will go wrong and that it's not worth the risk. But deep in your heart, you know that you can do it. And that within your heart, you know that this is what you want. This is what you actually want. So don't pay attention to the thoughts that you're having within your mind. So leave with your heart and just go with it and just go forward. Don't think about it. Because the more you think about it, you're just going to find another reason why not to do it. Waiting until you get your mental right isn't going to work. You can't wait until your mind gets right. So you just got to take action. And your mind will eventually align with your actions. Because if you sit there and wait for it to be the right time, you might end up waiting forever. Because there's no such thing as the right time or the right moment. For the right time and the right moment is now. Because there's an idea you have that might become outdated if you keep waiting. Back then we used to have to download all our music onto CDs. And sometimes the CDs they end up getting scratched. So certain songs on the CDs they weren't able to play. And it was probably someone with an idea that could solve that problem. But now CDs are not being used. For you can now download whatever song you want to listen to straight onto your phone. So that idea is now outdated because you waited too long. So don't let your idea expire. For we do not have all the time in the world. For life is forever progressing. Soon, the new normal will be flying cars. And driving cars on the road will become a thing of the past. So stop waiting before it becomes too late. So don't allow worry or stress to continue to hold you back. Get out of your mind and take action. Take action while still having doubts. Take action while still being scared. Take action even when you don't feel like it. For you control your mind and your body. Not your mind and body control you. What are you waiting on? For the economy to get right? For the reason why the economy is the way it is because of the action of man. You waiting on your boss to finally give you that pay raise? Your pay rate was set by someone else. So the moral of the story is, they're human just like you. They ain't God. They can't limit you. They can't tell you what to do. I don't think you understand. Only you control you. And only you can tell you what you want to do with your life. Your life is in your hands. So don't ever hand your life over to someone else to control. So there's no good enough excuse as to why you haven't took action yet. Time waits for no one. Tomorrow will still come, even though you ain't got your shit together. So why wait? And don't ever let the reason as to why you ain't took action on your dreams or your goals because of someone else. If you sit around waiting on someone else, you're gonna always get left hanging. Cause your dreams will never be more important than what they got going on. Meaning they're gonna always look after themselves before they ever think about what they need to help you with. So put you first and stop waiting around and take action. For you don't have to take a huge leap. Even the smallest step towards your dreams are important. So remember, you are phenomenal. And if anybody tells you otherwise,